Welcome to Obstacle Running Adventures,
the podcast that fuels your passion for obstacle course racing, running, and adventure.
Since 2017, we have released weekly episodes for the seasoned pros,
weekend warriors, and everything in between.
We discuss the industry news, travel for live coverage,
and interview athletes and key voices in the athletic community.
We cover it all, from fundraising events, personal trials,
to world records, FKTs, and world championships.
Standing on the corner.
Now let's get started with your hosts.
Lost all my clothes.
Michael Stefano and Caitlin Ritter.
Hey guys, it's Michael Stefano.
And Caitlin Ritter.
And
I finally turned 33.
Congratulations, it only took you 33 years.
Well,
what do you mean by finally?
2 weeks ago, I was like, oh, and next time I'll be 33. And then we recorded last weekend on like Thursday.
Yeah,
so
the episode came out on your birthday.
Yeah, so then I didn't turn 33. And now I'm 33.
Oh, okay.
And we have a 1-year-old dog.
We do, today.
Is she still a puppy?
Yeah. I think, right?
She'll be a puppy forever.
I did see a video today, and it was pretty timely, of like, here's like dog ages, just to set the record straight. Like 1-year-old, a puppy. 2 to 5-year-old, still a puppy. 5 to 7, still a puppy. And it's just a puppy out with her.
That.
Yeah, just like different. It showed the dog getting older, but still being adorable. So,
also, who else's birthday is it?
And Carolyn Clifford, which is just wild that like it's the same day. And she's responsible for you getting that puppy.
I know. I told Anna and she said it's Kismet.
Yeah. Not to put you on the spot, but like your training was really good last year. Are you ready for it this year?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. And I'm also tired of travel and yet only getting started. But we'll get to that in a bit. So let's give a shout out to our sponsors.
Shout out Mudgear. Use code ADVENTURE for 15% off your next Mudgear purchase. And Caterpie. Use code OCR Report 20 for 20% off your Caterpie purchase.
Looks like Patreon's making a change to their website. Can't wait for that. Sopping in sarcasm. It is the first episode of the month. Technically the second of the month. But yeah, the first episode of the month. So we're going to thank the $3+ Patreon supporters.
Jason Dupree, Samantha Thompson, Matt Putton, Bradley Keel, Charlotte Engelman, Aaron Grindstaff, Lauren Stephen Ritter, Hank and Arlene Stefano, Cheryl Miller, Jessica Johnson, Christopher Hoover, Kevin Gregory Jr., Ashley Rice, Brent George, Justin Manning, Logan Nagel, Angela Bowers, Thomas Peterson?
Yep. It's weird how the names are cut off now.
Seth Renderknecht, Steve Bacon, Robert Landman, and Jules Estes.
Yes, thank you guys so much for the support. We greatly appreciate it. And to the OCR Report for being a great home for us on the internet.
And to Will Hicks.
The Podfather. Check it out over at theocrreport.com. Quick note on that. I know we say like we use the Patreon money for traveling. In the last 2 events we were supposed to travel to, we have not traveled to. It will still be going to travel. We're still going to World Surface Motor, and that's going to be pricey. So,
are we?
Yes.
Let's do it, Mikey.
Mm-hmm. Shout out, we did that to our sponsored athletes.
Javier Escobar, happy belated birthday to you.
Yeah, did you remember to wish him a happy birthday?
Yeah, I said, happy birthday, you little bitch.
Yeah, how did he respond to that?
No, I didn't really say that.
Oh, that would have been amazing.
I just said happy birthday. I don't think I've ever said that word on the podcast before.
I don't know if you've ever said that word in general.
No, I did one time.
Wow.
Because
Can you guys believe it?
Somebody called me a bitch, and I said, I am not a bitch. Do not call me that.
Oh, I remember. I think I was there for that.
Kelly Sullivan, Ryan Brizolara, Joshua Reed, and Kevin Gregory.
Yeah, poll results. I don't think we did a poll. Meme of the week. I don't think we did a meme. Badass of the week. This is going to be a long episode because we have a whole bunch of news stories and a really fun interview coming up. But let's get to that aforementioned quick news, starting with DECA payouts. On site at World Championships, Chicago, and New York City. Some of these news stories are a little bit older, again, because we recorded early last week, but...
Hybrid Media Fitness.
Never get it right.
Hybrid Fitness Media posted DECA confirmed with HFM today that they will pay elite prize money on site at the DECA World Championships in Fort Worth this December.
Yeah, next up, Hyrox overhauls the Elite Race Access. This is very hybrid focused up front, but there'll be OCR stuff later.
Are we changing our names to Hybrid Running Adventures?
Nope, but we're going to get pretty hybrid this weekend, but we'll get to that later.
Hyrox has announced major changes to the Elite Race Access for the 2026-2027 season, including a new price for licenses, a newly weekly innovation...
Where?
invitation system, and stricter rules around double partnerships.
Awesome. And then also keeping with the same source, Hyrox ends the majors.
Again, coming from Hybrid Fitness Media, Hyrox is making major changes to their elite system for the next 2026-2027 season. The biggest takeaways is the majors are officially gone. Warsaw was the final major. The series is now called the Hyrox Elite Series.
So many changes. I bet Dave Claxton feels like how I felt last night with just a crazy
Dave Claxton
headache.
On this comment, on this post, commented, "Oh my God, where to begin? LOL."
Yes, and if you want further information, you can listen to his show or Mappy Davis's show, which I'll have to listen to the latest episode because I guess him and Joe Rocco talked about me.
Oh, I hope they said nice things.
I showed you the video. Knowing Matt, probably not. Knowing Joe, probably.
Are you going to tell the
Knowing
people
Joe, definitely.
What you're going to do for Hyrox?
No. I know what you're doing there. It's still not guaranteed.
I have to be careful.
I know. I haven't even told you. I have to reach out to Joe about that. Next up, we have unfortunate news from Hyrox. The Hyrox death in Lyon? There's no way it's Lyon.
Hybrid Fitness Media posted a 28-year-old woman had reportedly died following a medical emergency during Hyrox Lyon this weekend. French media reported the athlete suffered hypothermia during...
No, Caitlin, no. I was going to go on a rant about this.
Hyperthermia during competition. So she overheated?
Yes. Uh-huh. So there's a lot of people in the comments ignorantly saying, or maybe they misread it like my wife did. So maybe I won't go too hard on this. So I have a bed to sleep in tonight. But
I've never kicked you out of the bed.
That's correct. I kicked myself out of the bed when you're sick. I don't want to get sick. Ain't nobody got time for that. But yeah, hyperthermia. So a lot of the comments were like, yeah, no doubt. It's always so cold in these events, blah, blah, blah. They got to turn the AC down, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, this person overheated and died. AC cools things, right?
It's not funny.
Not to go into thermodynamics.
It's not funny, but the fact that it happened in the UK and people are complaining about the air conditioning is just like...
Oh, yeah, that is kind of wild.
Or not the UK, but Europe. Very fitting.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, an unfortunate death there. And a nightmare because I always feel like I'm overheating and I haven't died yet. You only get one way to do that and you gotta... Yeah. Speaking of death... Oh, God, transitions.
Cocodona 250 posted, "We are deeply saddened to share that a participant experienced a serious medical emergency today during the event and has passed away. The runner's family and crew have been notified."
Yeah, and I actually haven't told DJ this, but like immediate lump of my throat of like, oh my fucking God, it's a DJ Fox. It was not DJ Fox, as we know. He did very well. Actually, his post, I reread it today. He was saying how he took third in the men, but fourth overall because he wanted to give a shout out to the woman that won first place.
That's amazing.
It's like, hell yeah, DJ, respect. But yeah, so unfortunate news there. I mean, all these events that we do come with a risk, and it's pretty scary.
We love a feminist.
I was trying to get... Yeah, we do.
What? You just said that.
No, I know, but I was starting to get on a different topic now.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Next up, some doggy news, because I don't know how to transition from that.
The One World Canine Obstacle Run is officially sold out.
Yeah.
That is insane.
I've been tracking this. I'm pretty sure this is the one that's in Alabama. I'm tracking a bunch of them. There's a race we're going to be doing in September with Lucy.
Yeah.
Also, there's another news story in here we didn't. I'm adding it right now. Doggy Dash is coming back.
She's going to be so nervous at Doggy Dash.
Yeah.
Every dog that approaches her, she's just going to be like...
Can you find the date? And I'll add that here. So for those unfamiliar, Boulder Dash had gone away, but there had been rumors and speculations, and I knew behind the scenes that Doggy Dash was coming back. It was a tough secret to keep secret. I think I only told
because we have a dog.
Yeah, I think I only told my cantor, and he's part of the New England OCR Expo board anyway.
There is October 24th, 2026.
Oh boy, I hope that doesn't overlap with Hella Weird.
Oh no.
I know. We will see. October's a tough time to pick. Next up, Caitlin is checking on the birthday girl in the other room, which again is Lucy. There's no child in this house. Tatiana McFadden, excuse me. There was a post about her saying 2 world records in 2 weeks for Tatiana McFadden after breaking the 400-meter T54 world record last week. The 22-time Paralympic medalist shatters the 800-meter T54 record at the Knoxville Grand Prix. And I guess for those that are newer with us and wonder why we cover something like the Paralympic, 1, it's badass, and 2, I had the chance to meet Tatiana McFadden and Daniel Romanchuk, who are amazing athletes in that sport. So I like to give them shout outs because they're incredible.
Our OG badass of the week, Ashley Rice.
Yes, she was so proud.
She was so proud.
Hopefully she hears this on her own.
Posted, I couldn't be more excited for my next great adventure. Happy birthday to the Rise Run Collective. Why can't I read tonight?
Well, maybe because it's like 10 o'clock at night.
She said, follow and visit riseruncollective.com for more information about my coaching values, program pricing, and how to sign up.
Yeah, and I don't know much about Ashley other than the fact that she's been a supporter of us, so I want to do whatever we can to support her back. That, and I know she's a Swiftie. And she's got a dog.
Swiftie, and I think she used to be a teacher.
Oh.
I'm like pretty sure.
Yeah.
And she has a dog.
Okay, then looks into that. I have a fun one. And again, links to all these videos and pictures and news stories down below. But this is a accidental marathon. So at the Flying Pig, a runner accidentally ran 13 extra miles during the race. She missed the split. And by the time she realized, she was like, yeah, might as well keep going. And she did a full marathon.
A pig ran a marathon?
It's called the Flying Pig.
Oh, see, this is how misinformation gets spread.
When people don't listen, yes. And Flying Pig, I don't know how big of an event that is, but I know a woman who's won it a couple times.
Oh.
I don't remember how I know her, but yeah.
Darlene Gaudet, the new owner of Fit Challenge, posted, for the next OCR, we're looking to mix things up and to add some new obstacles. If you have suggestions or ideas for new obstacles, I'd love to hear them.
Yeah, so love that she's looking for feedback, and I love that she recognizes that Fit Challenge definitely needs some more obstacles again. And then this is a new story that I don't think you know about, but this is a little disappointing.
So Mike and I like to find like the Thomas
Dembo. Yeah, he's Danish.
Trolls, and the one in Texas burned down on May 21st, 2026.
And I haven't read too much on like if it was intentional, but from the pictures it looks like it was just the troll that burned.
So sad.
And they talked about like the cost of assembling the troll, and like, yeah, I get why there's not one. There's not more of those nearby.
I know. There's trolls in Colorado. We should go see them.
That'd be great. And next up we have a news story from Luca Pascoldorong. Oh no, where's the translate button? Translate button isn't showing up.
It says, coming soon.
Nope, don't even try. He's going to be doing a video, I think it's like a fitness game show.
100 days.
On Netflix, Italy.
Starting September 11th.
Yeah, so congratulations to him. That's pretty exciting.
Wow, look at me. I knew some of the words.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when we were in Italy and I accidentally ordered 3 coffees?
Yeah, I don't know how.
We were at the train station and it was high stress.
It was. And then we have a bunch of OCRCWC podiums. If you didn't realize that happened. Unfortunately, that is how most people feel right now. But let's start with we could do the 15K.
For the men's pro, in 3rd place, Austin Azar. In 2nd place, John Vlader. And in 1st place, Alec Blockland.
Nice. The women's one was harder to find.
Did they not do the women's?
I think I had to go on like the OCR report to find it. Right? It's not just me?
That is weird.
There's 2 names probably where your finger is. Yep.
Whoa.
Yep.
For the women, in 2nd place, who I once upon a time beat at World's Toughest Mudder, Chris Roglowski.
We say that very, very fun, and Chris is in on the joke, just so everyone knows we love Chris.
And in 1st place, Joanna Hopton.
Hepton, I believe?
Hepton.
Yes. And now let's get to the 3K.
For men, in 3rd place, John Vlader. In 2nd place, Alec Blockland. And in 1st place, Leanne Kofod.
Kofod. And for the ladies for the 3K.
In 3rd place, Sabrina, that is a lot of vowels, Deolio.
Yeah.
In 2nd place, Chris Roglowski. And in 1st place, Joanna Hepton.
Yeah, which complete transparency. I did reach out to Joanna because I'd like to have her on the show. 1, to hear about that experience, and 2, like, not many people can beat Chris Roglowski. Other than my wife. Had to throw that in there.
Was it just those 2?
There's also the team. Yep.
For the men, in 3rd place.
Nope, this is mixed pro.
Oh, in mixed. In 3rd place, Letty Moore Sando. In 2nd place, Vlader Dialio Blockland. And in 1st place, oh, what a stacked team. Yeah. Roglowski, Azar, and Kofod.
Very nice. Also, lip gloss, Roglowski.
Oh.
Glowski.
Maybe it's the New Jersey in me.
All right, let's finish this up.
And for the men's pro 6K teams, in 3rd place, Schmitzer. In second place, Bedell. And in...
Yeah, they're all on the same team.
Sorry. And then the last name for the last guy is just Smith.
Yeah, that's a common last name. What's so funny about that? It's not like it's Ritter.
I'm not laughing because it's not common. I'm just laughing that all these other names are so hard.
Gotcha.
In first place, Kofed, Vladder, and Blockland.
And for the ladies team.
In second place...
Oh, that must be Michelle.
Atkin, Butler, Grant. And in first place, Roglowski, Bradorm, and Diolio.
Nice. Awesome. There's 5 secret links down below, but let's finally get to what this episode is all about.
What's it about, Mikey?
Well, we were supposed to go to Obstacle Wonderland to cover the Rise of the Obstacles event, which Caitlin somehow didn't realize, despite at Fit Challenge me talking to Kevin about being there, and at Underdog Fitness me talking to Peter about going there.
Okay, our dog was high AF.
Yeah, that's true. That's the second time especially. But yeah, so we were supposed to go there, but due to sleeping 3 to 5 hours a night, Thursday through Monday, I was honestly just run so ragged. I didn't have the chance to recover during the work week. And so Friday to Saturday, I slept 11 hours. And then after that, I slept for 10 hours. So it just didn't make sense for me to take the drive.
You're doing a Hyrox in New York, then we're in Colorado for 5 days, then we're back in Massachusetts, and then we're in the UK and France.
Yeah, yeah, so there's a lot going on.
And then happy birthday, Hank.
Right. So, yes. So it's been 2 years since the last time that we covered their event there, which was the Boogie Wonderland. Actually, Caitlin had never gone before.
Nope.
But so unfortunately we had to make the change due to travel exhaustion. So in preparation for the 3 trips this month, it was just a change that we had to make. Luckily, we were able to have Mario Valentin. That's how you say it, right?
Valentin.
That's on me then.
Because there's no vowel at the end to make the I say its name.
Yeah. Okay. On the show to talk about his experience at the event, we talk about how he found OCR, the origin of his Super Smash Bros. OCR team, his favorite local events.
Who does he play as?
You have one guess.
Does he play as Mario?
Yeah. Well, not in the game, but like in his team.
No, I wanted to know in the game.
Oh, yeah, I meant to ask that, but I didn't want it to be a stupid question.
I play as King DDD.
You do play as King DDD. Who do I play as?
The fox.
There's 2 characters. Close. Wolf.
Wolf.
I'm excited for that Star Fox game, though.
That's what I was thinking of, Star Fox.
Yeah, no, he's the bad guy from that.
And Lucario.
No, but good guess and very close. Greninja.
A different
with
Pokemon. The scarf tongue thing.
Yeah, that's not the greatest. It's weird, but yeah.
I just love to beat the crap out of people as King DDD
Oh,
with
it's
my
so
hammer.
good. We haven't played that in a long time. Okay, we were somewhere. Oh, how the event went this past weekend and much more. So let's get to the interview with Mario. And Mario, hope you enjoyed this rambling. All right, so we'll start off with your name and where you're from.
My name's Mario Valentin, and I'm from Waterbury, Connecticut, this little state that hardly has any obstacle adventures going on here. We don't have any events going on. Actually, we've had a few events, but not very many. But Northeast, we certainly get a lot. So definitely an obstacle enthusiast. And I know when I listen to the podcast, you generally have these tremendous athletes, but right now you're talking to an enthusiast.
There's not many people I'd rather be talking to right now.
Oh, that's pretty nice. I appreciate that, man. Same.
You've been a longtime supporter of the show, and I would consider a friend of Caitlin and I. Yeah. And you're just an all around awesome dude to see on the race course. So yeah, don't sell yourself short of that. Although,
I remember when we met, it was I think it was back-to-back week. We were chasing each other around for 4 weeks or something. I can't remember which events they were, but I know it was some OCR, some hybrid stuff. So that's kind of how we linked up and doing some sideline interviews. So I've been on the show on the smaller interviews.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, Connecticut has Gaylord Gauntlet, so at least you have that going for it. That's a pretty solid event.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, I was with Jesse in the car and we were talking about Gaylord Gauntlet because, we're listening to the podcast when I want to get my obstacle race news. I was telling him the story about how it's at the hospital and how intriguing it is because it's people who are going through recovery and they get to see the race and then they get to strive to seeing the participants who were in their shoes, and then they get to strive to try to participate, and they have the doctors that are taking care of them that are participating in the race. So it's a really interesting event that I'm hoping I get a chance to do it. It usually lines up with some work conflicts, so that's the only reason I haven't done it. That and there's a couple other events that seem to always fall on days when I'm traveling. But yeah, Gaylord Gauntlet, we have that. I think we had a Spartan race many, many years ago, but we had terrain race and muddy dash, which those are, we'll save that for another day. Those were okay.
Yeah. I actually just got off the call for the, New England OCR Expo. I'm just telling everyone too, like, hey, check out Gaylord Gauntlet, especially since like they used to cap their event at like 1,000 people. And I'm like, you gotta open up more than that, because like there's so many people that are pounding on the door wanting to do that. So I'm hoping it's another awesome year.
Nice. Yeah, I think I covered where I am, naming where I'm from. I think I got that part. So I started rambling on about other stuff, but
you're good. As you said, you've been on the show a few times before, but I don't know if we've ever really talked, like, how did you first find obstacle course racing?
I think I was at work, and one of my coworkers at the time, he knew about Spartan races, and that's how I got into Spartan. But prior to that, I think the first thing I did was the Down and Dirty Mud Run, and that was here in Connecticut.
Wow.
So it was my buddy and I decided to sign up for that, because I had been looking for a long time of something that kind of brought me back to that, basic training experience. Because I was in the Army National Guard, and I had gone a long time without doing anything that was anything close to what I used to do when I was in the Army, and I kind of had a itch to do something like that. So I remember the event was Down and Dirty, and it was I think the U.S. Army was the sponsor or the main headline on the tag there. And so it was just an event that we signed up for. We tried it out. It was in Hartford, Connecticut in 2014. And we just had a blast. I had so much fun doing that. It was muddy. It was they had some simple obstacles, but it was my first time doing it. So that was my first introduction to obstacle course racing, and leading into that, I hadn't done any kind of running. I wasn't necessarily very athletic. So I remember thinking that the 3 mile run was like a big deal, like, wow, I'm going to go do this like obstacle course race is 3 miles. And then when I got there, I think they had a 6 mile option. And at that time was like, wow, there's people that do this thing twice. So that just, as a beginner, it was like overwhelming to think that somebody would do this thing twice. But I remember being fast and furious on my first time out. And then we had done it the second year was 2015. It was the same event, same place. And I was like, okay, this is going to be a yearly thing that we do, once a year. Same thing. It was a great event. And then I think the third year when we went to do it in 2016, they had stopped doing the events. Like it wasn't going to happen in Hartford. And we were really bummed out. And as I said, my coworker, he happened to know about Spartan. I think they had a Spartan race at Mohegan Sun.
Oh, wow.
And he had done that. Yeah, so he was like, hell, we could do a Spartan race. And I didn't really know anything about it. And so he kind of put me onto it. And then I decided that I would sign up for the New Jersey Beast. So that was actually in 2016, my very first race, which was quite an undertaking, because I had no idea what to expect. And I was preparing myself for what I knew was going to be, like 12, 13 miles or something like that. But I had been practicing on all flats, and I just went into it with a very novice approach, and I just got my ass kicked so bad on that first New Jersey Beast. It was like by mile 9, I was damn near done. I was limping around. I wasn't prepared for a mountain course. It really humbled me. It was like a miserable experience during, but something about it, like being done with that and having completed it, gave me this level of satisfaction that was like, wow, I just suffered through that. And having gotten through it, it was just like, it was rewarding. And I was like, I want more of that. So that's what the obstacle course racing kind of does is, and people sometimes wonder, why do you want to, put yourself through that? Because some of the races are really challenging and they're tough on the body, but there's just this like rewarding vibe that you get when you're done and saying I did that. That's just I was hooked after that. And of course with Spartan's marketing, they got me to do the trifecta, because that was like the next big thing was like, oh, we got to do a trifecta now. So as you know, once you get a little taste of the Kool-Aid, like you're hooked, and then you're signing up for race. I did one race 2014, one 2015, and then 2016 I got like 2 trifectas, and then every year I think I've gotten like three or so trifectas, and then branched out into some of the other brands. So that's kind of how it snowballed into where we are today.
Yeah, it's funny thinking back to like 2014, 2015, 2016, where there was like a massive explosion of like a whole bunch of small races. But you're right, like it makes the juxtaposition against like something like Killington or New Jersey even greater. Of like, there's mud runs and having a good time, and then there's Spartan, New Jersey, where like, hey, we're gonna beat the crap out of you. Like let's see if you can survive this. And some people love it, and some people it's a bit much. But yeah, once you get that bug, it's it's something special.
Yeah, and the good thing about it is that it's for everybody because you're challenging yourself. Now there's different levels. Some of these elite athletes they're incredible, and you watch them and you're just like in amazement at how they can tackle these courses with such intensity. And they can be a little bit intimidating, but the reality is when we're doing these races, we're not trying to compete with them. We're just kind of seeing what we can do out there and have fun while we're doing it. And for me, I'm big on data. So ever since I started, I've like all of my races have been saved and logged, and I like to go back and compare. Although every course is not the same, it changes. But you're able to kind of look back and compare how you did and how you improved. Look at the paces and things like that. And obstacle completion is a big deal for me. I remember doing pretty well when I first started with the races, but I just feel really solid on obstacles now, and that's kind of I just have a blast doing these events. So yeah, it's so far after 10 years, it hasn't died down. I still get excited every year to sign up, and usually my years already scheduled prior to going into the year. I already know pretty much what I'm going to be doing, and then I throw in a race here and there. But yeah, it's still got it, man. Still got a love for it.
Yeah, love that. I'm still trying to get back into the swing of things too, because I used to be the same way with like scheduling the year in advance, and like lately I've been putting it off more and more. And it's just like I'm missing things. I'm like, oh no, I can't miss this. I can't miss this again. So yeah, definitely a good place to be with that.
It kind of helps on the budget too, because if you take advantage of some of the early bird pricing, then you're able to, and then also you get it out of the way, and now you have your year plan. You're not worrying about scheduling things, and so I kind of like to have that all done. And but yeah, so it's still a vibe. Still love doing it.
Yeah. So when I first met you, I was familiar with like Super Smash Brothers, like OCR, like your video, this and that. So when did like that kind of like marketing thing, I guess, come about with like you making videos and this and that?
I don't know. I've always had a passion for like creating content. I used to make music back in the day. I used to do like make flyers and things of that nature. So I always had an affinity for like graphic design, tinkering with videos, and so I enjoy doing that. So whenever we do a race and I record, I love putting together a little montage and putting it out there, even if it's just for my friends to kind of see what it's about and showcasing some of the obstacles. And it's cool to showcase some of those abilities that we've acquired over the years and try to get people to join you on the next adventures. And then it's not just about myself, but I kind of like showcasing my friends too, putting them in videos and showing them in their element and crushing the obstacles on the course. So I enjoy doing it, putting it out there. That kind of started from the beginning, but it carried over. I probably only had Instagram, maybe, I don't know, it feels like five years or so. I was kind of anti-social media for a good part of my adult life. And then eventually I was like, well, I want to share these videos, so I better create an Instagram and be able to post some of this stuff. So, but yeah, so I think I started with a YouTube channel as well. But I learned quickly that that's a lot of work. And so there's still videos up there, but I haven't really spent the time. And I don't envy you, because I know the work that goes into like doing an event and then editing afterwards, and it's like a ton of work that I'm just not suited for. So
that's fair. We got our start on YouTube too, and one of the reasons why it was so easy to switch to podcasts is I'm really just editing the audio. It makes it so much easier, because the video, I actually just went back to watch your video. I forget which Disturbed song it was. It might have been Stupefy, but it was like I said
that was
Underdog
that was
Fitness.
Underdog Fitness.
Yeah, and I'm like seeing all these badasses. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot I'm in this. I'm in there again. Shoving my shoving myself in that ice bucket. But yeah, you do such a great job of like highlighting others, and that's something special about OCR too. Is like we're constantly like lifting others up, and I think that's one of the things that drew me towards it as well. One of the reasons why I miss having like a Tough Mudder towards us too, because that used to be like a great place to see that.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely.
Yeah, some of my favorite videos actually are that like the Underdog Fitness or the DECA events at the Underdog Fitness. You know, that collage that I put together because the athletes are incredible, but it's just such a great environment, and there's a lot of smiling faces, but then there's also the intensity and the competition, and then also I think Midwest OCR is another good video I put together. And actually they gave me a I think it was Instagram Legend or something. They gave me some cool award like for just showing support and putting videos out there and spreading the word of the event. So
that's awesome.
Some of these the local race brands are just like I love them. I know we're going to talk about Obstacle Wonderland, but shout out to some of the other wonderful race brands like Fit Challenge. We got Midwest OCR is a great one. City Challenge is a great one. I know I'm going to miss a bunch of them, but those are some of my favorites that I've done. That I love making videos for them and sharing what the event's all about, and I try to put everybody in there so you can see all the different faces and see a good representation of what the courses look like as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Going back to Super Smash Brothers real quick too, because your name being Mario, obviously you were Mario, and then Jesse being Link. Was there like a Donkey Kong? Like how many more were there in your group too?
Oh, there's a bunch of them. I know we got Pac-Man and Falco, and we got Donkey Kong for sure. We got a bunch of them. I'm gonna miss a few, but I know I did a post of all of them. But essentially, what it was is that I wanted to try to create an OCR team, and I thought, what better way than to just call it Super Smash Bros. It's the game that has all the different characters, and I was like, hey, we can all pick our own individual character. We'll wear the character on the back of our shirt. We'll go to these races, and we can embody our character. And it hasn't necessarily panned out only because it's hard to get my guys to go out and actually do some of these races. But all in all, I got my brother Jesse, who's usually out there with me, and we're representing. So Mario and Link are usually out there, and every now and then we get some guest members. Like whenever we do an event and some people join in, they'll pick a character and we'll run as a team or something like that. So it's all inclusive, and it's just a fun way to kind of strategize and kind of approach a team in a different, unique kind of way.
Yeah, such a good, like, who doesn't love Super Smash Brothers? Like, no friend of mine, Like,
actually, I'm terrible at that game, to be honest with you. My kids used to kick my butt like all the time with no mercy. So
love it. But yeah, I always love like the theme of that. And like, oh, you got Mario, you got Link. Like, there's so much you could do with that. But yeah, such a good time.
And then also, if you notice, it's my character. It's Mario, but it's kind of a fan art style. It's not necessarily so it could be, you could use the regular character, or you can use like a badass version of the character. Like I know my boy Nick, who has Koopa, that's his character, and it's a really like a badass version of King Koopa. So that's
cool.
You can do whatever you want with the t-shirt. So there's a few that have the shirts. There's probably about like 10 people that have the Smash Bros shirts with a different character on the back.
That's awesome. And you already kind of beat me to it with like talking about like other local OCRs too, but talk to me about like the importance of like supporting the, obviously the Spartan that you have to go out there and support too. They have massive attendees. It's fun to see everybody, but like supporting the local races and like the special things that we have here in the Northeast and even the Midwest.
Well, I think so. Spartan, I was actually at not Midwest. I was at Obstacle Wonderland, and they shouted out Spartan, and I jokingly booed. I was like, boo. Because I was like kind of standing in solidarity with the local. But no, Spartan is great. We need Spartan. But I got to say that my experience overall with them is you feel like a disconnect. Being on the course, it's always great. It's fun. You challenge yourself. I usually do the competitive races. So, I head over there, I'm in the age group run, and there's that aspect of it. So I get that kind of challenging myself and trying to see what I can do in the age group. But a lot of the fun part about OCR is lacking there. The community is still present, but it's nothing like what you would get at a local OCR, where the race directors actually care about you, and when they do things for the event, they're like doing it for you. They're catering to the racers. And when they're coordinating the obstacles or their medals, whatever it is, it's all catered towards the racer, and it's a different vibe when you're in the local, because it feels more like family. It feels just invigorating to be around like-minded people and community, and it's not the same, and don't get me wrong, the Spartan is great, but the local ones are just, it's a different level of enjoyment when you're there, and there's a lot more smiles, I think, at least from my perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. And also the fact too that you can give like the race directors feedback and they will likely take it, whereas like Spartan is just like a very large machine, and they make decisions that are questionable sometimes. So yeah.
Yeah, they do. With the smaller brands, like you feel like you're part of it. Like it's not just some race that you go do. Like I really feel like I'm part of, like I said, Midwest OCR. They like I reach out to the race directors. We communicate, and they're like your friends. You know what I mean? Gay at Obstacle Wonderland. That's like they're like your friends. They're not just some brand that you go. You're not like a customer to them. You know what I mean? You're like family. They literally treat you like family. Rob McCoy is the same. It's like your family there. And what better way to celebrate your fitness journey and have fun than to do it with a brand that kind of cares about you. You represent and proudly wear their merch. Like I got my Obstacle Wonderland shirt on now because you're like part of the family.
Yeah. And as further proof that you walk the walk in addition to talk the talk, like I think I saw, I think it might have been the Expo 2 years ago or something. It was the year where Race Ready Obstacles wasn't there. And you're like, oh, they're not here this year? And I'm like, no. And you're like, yeah, they are. And then you rip off your jacket and you were wearing the shirt. Yeah. And like, that's the support that like those local brands need.
Yeah, because they care about you. Like really, they truly, they putting this together because they want you to have, like, I was talking to Gabe at the end of the event, and you can genuinely see how elated he was that people had a good time. Like, he put so much work into it, and you just love that. I mean, you love being part of something like that.
Yeah. So we'll get to that event soon, but I also want to talk about like hybrid racing too. We touched on it a little bit with, Underdog Fitness, but that's come on really strong. Deca and Hyrox, like what are your thoughts on that?
I'm not necessarily a hybrid guy. I've done a Hyrox, and the only real reason I've done as many Decas as I have is because Underdog Fitness is they're like a half hour away. And I'm lucky that they're a half hour away because they're just like the best community. You got Kevin and Jess, and what they built over there. They have like tremendous athletes. They have like world-class athletes that they train and that come and do their events, but then they just have a way of inviting people there, and you feel like you're part of this this great community, and they're just welcoming, and you go there and you give it your best, and you got these top level athletes cheering you on, and it's just a great overall community. So that, like, if they're going to be doing an event, I'm going to go and support it and be part of it. But other than that, I probably wouldn't like drive out hours for like a Deca fit or something like that. It's just not that's something that I'm that interested in. But it's a good overall event. Like as far as hybrid, like it's a way that you can do a Deca, you measure your fitness, and then you're able to improve, and then go back next time and try to beat your mark. So it's definitely something that I enjoy doing, but just it doesn't give me the same spark as obstacle course racing does. And a lot of people have transitioned to it for different reasons. Like some people say that they have migrated because it's not as risky on the body. You're not running through trails and risking breaking an ankle. It's like standard movements that you can train, and there's less risk. But I say that the OCR it gives me something that hybrid doesn't. But like a Hyrox is another thing where I tried it. It was great. I did enjoy the vibe. It was electric. I'd love to do it again. It just kind of bothers me that when I go to get a ticket, I can't just get a ticket. Like I'm not going to be sitting there waiting for an hour to try to wait for tickets to go on sale, and it's just not something that I care that much about.
Right. That's the position we're in now too, where I'm doing my first Hyrox next weekend, and Caitlin can't get a
Is that
spectator.
the one you're doing with? Are you doing that one with Joe?
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome, man. That's
I'm nervous, but I know Joe's going to take care of me, even though he has a reputation of badly hurting the people he's racing with. But
nah, Joe's awesome. See, that's another. I met Joe at Underdog Fitness. He's part of the team there, and again, he's like world class athlete, but down
literally
to earth.
a world champion. Yeah.
Yeah, literally a world champion. But they just, you go there, you ask advice. Everybody's willing to openly share and and talk with you, and you never feel like an outsider when you're there. So, those are the types of communities. Back to what you were saying about the local. That's on a hybrid space, but that's the type of thing that you get when you're dealing with local brands that care about the racers. You get that kind of that environment where you get to be there, enjoy and be part of this community that you get it with Spartan too, but the Spartan itself isn't included in that. They're kind of off somewhere in the business world, and the participants do this, but when the local scene, the race directors, the people who are building the courses, they're part of it with you. So that's the biggest difference, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. And now, like, doing all these races and stuff, there's a fair amount of travel involved, but you also do a little bit of travel for work. What have been some of your favorite places that you've gone?
For work, like work related or for race related?
Both.
I would say so Canada is at the top of the list for places that I've gone. And that was semi race related. Like I was in the area to support for a Spartan race that was at Red Deer, but I was able to go to Banff National Park, and that's just incredible. Like that's like the most majestic place that I've ever been. That takes the cake, and that was kind of race related. But Pyrenees mountains in France is one of the most beautiful places that I've been to for like tied to work travel, and national parks are always fantastic. So I would say Death Valley is up there on the list of most beautiful places that I've been to, with so much to do, so much to explore. Like we've only scratched the surface at Death Valley. There's I can't wait to get back there. So when I go for trade show in January, lately the last 2 years, I believe I've gone to explore the national parks. Whereas years prior, I just go to the trade show and you stay on the strip, and I'm looking around at the mountains surrounding the city. Like I need to go there one day, and finally decided to start exploring some of the national parks. So I would say tied to race and work, those are some of the most enjoyable places that I've been to.
Yeah. Last time we talked to you too, I think you had either just come back or you were just about to go to Puerto Rico too, where you took on was it a duathlon that you did there?
Oh yeah, that's right. That was Xterra race. So that was a race that comprised a 2.5 mile run. Then it was a 15K bike ride, mountain bike ride, and then a 5K trail run, like on the mountain. So yeah, that was epic. I mean, I love that. I'm glad you brought that up because it was in Cabo Rojo. That's the southwest part of Puerto Rico. It's beautiful beaches. So you first start running out, and then you're running on the street, but then you go off into the beach. Now you're running on the beach. You head back, go grab your bike, and then you're on the street for a bit again. But then you go into these mountain biking trails, and it was like intense. I wasn't really prepared for that. I'm not. Like I'm just starting to get into like mountain biking, but I don't know that I'll ever get to the point where I'm gonna fully commit because it's fun and enjoyable, but I'm not big on, I'm not trying to wreck myself. Like I don't have that much of a passion for it. Like I'll do it messing around, but some of these descents were intense, and I was just like, because you're in race mode, I did send it, but at the same time, you see people flying by you who are really sending it. But no, it was a great overall experience. And then after the bike, you did the 5K trail run, and the volunteers there were so fantastic. Like I remember, on my run portion, the volunteers are like running up to you with cups of water. They're dousing you because it's Puerto Rico sun, and they were just cheering you on. The energy was incredible. It was a great experience. That's called Xterra. And essentially, I guess that would be like an Ironman, but off road. So
Okay.
They do have a full like a triathlon, where you do the swim, do the swim, the bike, and the run. But it's all off road. So if you're into that kind of stuff, for anybody listening, look into Xterra. They have events. I think they have events throughout the globe even. Not 100% sure. I know Puerto Rico for sure, and in the States. But yeah, that was it got me wanting to maybe look around the area and see if there's anything like that around here. So I haven't found anything just yet, but it's piqued my interest a little bit. A little bit of biking, mountain biking, and trail running mixed with some swimming. I might do something like that more often.
It sounds great and I've heard of the brand Xterra before, but I didn't realize that that's like the trail version, which makes it sound even more exciting because while I'm not that comfortable on a bike down trails, I think like the trail running, it sounds great. And like swimming out, in a lake or something sounds much more interesting than like a typical triathlon of like the ocean and just roads.
Yeah, I'm not big on running on pavement and biking on pavement, to be honest with you. Like, it's just for me, I don't know that I would enjoy that. But because this had the trails and the mountain biking, it was so much fun. And then obviously Puerto Rico, I mean, it's just a beautiful island. So what more can you ask for? And this course was, I'm a beginner, so I would say it was beginner friendly because I didn't like break any ankles or face plant or anything like that. I would say it was intense, but it wasn't overwhelming. Like there weren't any big jumps or big obstacles that you had to go through. Whereas some of the more advanced Xterra events, they do have those types of things where you are like doing some jumping over things and things of that nature. But I don't think I'll see myself going to that level of an event.
That's fair. Yeah, maybe I should look for a beginner course. I need to do something that's like a little bit different. And I have enjoyed biking more recently, a lot more too. So the big thing I want to talk about too is this past weekend at Obstacle Wonderland. So I saw that they had like their Saturday event and then their Sunday event. Was Saturday like just for kids that you noticed? Or?
I believe it was. Yeah, it was just for kids. I didn't look at the details, but I know it was geared towards the kids. I think they had a 50-meter course, and then the adults on the next day had the 100-meter course. So I'm guessing that they had the same kind of thing where the kids are able to do the 50-meter and compete, and then they're able to do like another run with some of the other obstacles. Because so the event that I participated in on Sunday was the adult event, and that was comprised of a 100-meter course, and then after the 100-meter course, you can do the they shortened it a little bit. So before it used to be like a 5K around the property, but he kind of shortened that a bit. So now it was like it's about a 1 mile loop through the trails. With obstacles, and you do that 3 times. So it was a little bit different format. I wasn't sure, what it was going to look like, but as I told Gabe, I was like, I trust you. And what he did was, he and Kevin and the whole crew, what they did was, I thought it was fantastic. I had so much fun. I can't even begin to tell you because, like, I got that level of competition with the 100-meter. But it's a short run, so it's like a few minutes of intensity going through the course, which I'll let you know about the course. But it was like I got to get that competitive aspect like out of the way, and then I got to go and run the course and still be on these cool obstacles and like enjoy it. And it was fun, and we were laughing, and it was just a great vibe. Like you see so many people just playing on the obstacles and giving it their best shot and having great conversations. It was an overall fantastic day. Like I had so much fun. You really could see the effort that they put into it.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. I was a little nervous at first when he was talking about how it was going to be like such a short course, and it was like almost like too ninja-y I worried about. But
yeah, I thought the same thing, because it seems like that's gaining a lot of popularity, probably because it's now it's going to be in the Olympics. I hear in 28, I think it's going to make its debut. But it's I see a lot more videos on social media of these short 100-meter runs and OCR Expo we had. That was my first experience doing the 100-meter run. I think cool. I did that last year as well. But yeah, so I was wondering what it was going to be like because the Obstacle Wonderland I know was a 3 mile and sometimes even longer where you do multiple laps and it could take up the whole day. So I wasn't sure what to expect, but I was pleasantly surprised. So we had I'll start with the 100-meter event. And basically, it was like an out and back, and it was probably about 12 obstacles. And so you run out of the gates, and then you jump over a wall, then you jump over some tires, so like a hurdle. It basically hurts a couple of hurdles, and then there was like a bar. So it's a rig, but it's really just a straight bar that you had to navigate across, and then you hit a bell, and then you continue to run, and then you duck under this I don't know, this object you had to kind of duck underneath, and then you go to this ledge where you jump on the ledge and you navigate across the ledge, and then you did this. I don't know what you call it, but it's those steps. The steps on Ninja Warrior kind of.
Oh, like the ninja steps where they're like 45-degree angle.
But it was kind of in a like a round.
Like a
it was oriented in a way that you kind of run across it to then work your way back. So you go out and then you run these like steps, and then you run back onto a balance beam, and then you duck under a wall, then you go over a wall, do some monkey bars, swing across a rope. Then there's another last little thing you have to climb, run down, and then you jump up and hit a bell. So it was definitely fast, but it gave you the ability to like really push if you wanted to. Like first run took me about a minute, and it was like a minute and 18 seconds just to kind of feel it out. And like I gave it hell. At least I thought I did anyway. And that was kind of about what the times were looking like. And then, so we were given 2 opportunities to run, and then your best time would count as your official time. And so my second run, I was able to shave like 20 seconds off just from having been able to do the run and then watching other people's techniques. And then there was a ninja guy that was there actually that did it, and he just smashed it. He did it in like 48 seconds or something like that. And what I kind of like the fact that he did that, because I was saying to myself, well, my time is not going to hold up, and the only way I'd be able to even come close is if I just send it. And it kind of gave me incentive to like try some things that I wouldn't otherwise try. Like, for example, there's this bar where, you navigate across, and normally I would probably shimmy across the bar. But I was like, if I just jumped and reached the center of it and swing, maybe I can, pendulum and hit the bell. And same thing for the board. So it was nice to try to, say to myself, hey, I'm gonna try this and give it a go and see if I can, beat my time. So it was really it was super fun course. Like, it was fast. Like I said, it was I ended up getting under a minute on the second run, which was for me my win for the day. And it was like a tremendous amount of satisfaction to be able to like best my previous time. And even though it wasn't like a 5K run through the mountains, tons of obstacles, somehow it satisfied that urge for competition. And then kind of chatting it up with everybody there, watching people run. It was also fun to just watch people do their runs as well. So I thought it was a great event. And the fact that wasn't the only thing, I think if that would be the only thing, then I may have a different perspective. But just the fact that we were able to do that, and then afterwards, like after watch a bunch of people run, then you had the 1 mile loop with these like crazy obstacles that they put together, like amazing obstacles. I don't know if you saw some of the clips. I don't know if I worked everything into that video I put together, but I in my stories, I had some of the obstacles. But they had all kinds of cool rigs to be able to play on, and you're running through the trails. So it was like, I don't know, it was just having that 100 meter and then being able to afterwards, vibe with people and then go out for your laps on the main course was super fun. And then with it not being a competitive, run, it gave you a chance to kind of just take it all in and have fun. And like I said, I thought it was really well done. So I went into it not knowing what to expect and left pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. 100 meter, not my favorite distance to participate in, but like, you're absolutely right. Spectating, it's so exciting. And just to like see people like, oh my God, you see how he did that? Like, I wonder if I could do that. Or you should try it this way and see if that's faster than this way. It's really exciting. Like, I think back to OCRWC, where like the weekend's winding down and it's like the kind of like the end when they're doing all the finals. And it was so exciting to see like these ninjas going at it. And it's like, wow, I've never seen someone move like that with obstacles to obstacles. It's nuts.
Yeah, it was fun. So like I said, the I think the top guy got probably 43 seconds, which so that's like lightning fast. It felt lightning fast. And even when you're watching them, you're just like, what? But it felt good to go through the course and see what I had and being able to, like I said, besting my time and make improvements. And I walked away from it thinking to myself, if I had a couple more tries at it, I could have shaved some more seconds off. So anyway, then they had like an awards ceremony, and Gabe had made all these, he 3D prints. I don't know if you're aware of that, but
I've seen a little bit. Yeah.
He made these really cool trophies for the. So the way they had the awards was, they had an overall male and an overall female, and then they had first place for each individual age group, and it was like the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. So you only for the top in those age groups we're gonna get like a trophy and kind of like the recognition. So they weren't doing like a top three, which is fine. It's if you look at it, it was, I don't know how many people were there, but it's not like a massive. So I thought it was appropriate to do just the top in each age group and celebrate those victories. So yeah, it was really cool. And then, like I said, we did the loops with the other obstacles, and then they had the teddy bear crawl after that as well.
Right.
So it's like you got three different events to be able to participate in all in one shot, one day.
I definitely have a love-hate relationship with the teddy bear crawl, but I love earning those cute little like bear medals and everything too. So like it's such a fun like twist on it of just like, hey, like let's bear crawl the course. And man, that does work on your arms, especially when he when he starts to get heavier.
Yeah, the bear crawl, like at first, when they set it off, I like, my mind is like, yeah, I'm gonna crawl this whole thing, and it doesn't take long before all of a sudden, like, I'm dropped to my knees, and now I'm literally, I'm not bear crawling anymore. I'm just actually crawling.
Oh yeah.
And then that starts to wear you down, and but it's something where you don't have to crawl at all. Like, you do what you can.
Right.
Some people they're able to crawl a little bit and get up and stretch their legs and walk. Nobody's hounding you on your back, like, crawl the whole thing. It's do whatever you can. It's all in fun. And I would say that the biggest takeaway from the event was just fun. Like, I just had so much fun, and I think I needed this event because I've been trying to participate in these Spartan events, and I get competitive, and it's been a long time where I've been trying to work my way to that podium, and it's kind of a bummer sometimes when you get close, and then you're not able to make it, but then you kind of lose sight of how fun this can be, and I think a lot of times even the competitive racers every now and then need to step back before they allow themselves to be so consumed in the competition aspect of it that they forget how fun this actually is. So it was nice to be reminded of how fun OCR is with this event, and that's another thing that's big on the locals, that is they want their events to be fun. Like, honestly, that's what they're looking for. They're not looking for profit. In fact, I think a lot of them don't necessarily generate a ton of profit when they're putting these events together, and but they're still willing to do it, and they're I think they profit from our smiles.
Yeah,
honestly.
That sounds like something Gabe would say too. And Gabe, what little profit he does make in the past, he's donated it, which has been great. Like,
yeah,
whether it to be like the local school system, which, like, oh wow, they need water. He's like, what kind of school needs water? My school does. I'm going to help support them in that way. And I think that's another fantastic aspect of Gabe too. And just the last time I had the chance to cover it, like, his neighbors came out and they're like, yeah, we're not big into this OCR thing, but we love Gabe. This is like a fun time to like hang out. And I just think that's so cool of him.
Yeah, he's got I know the neighbors come out, and they're part of the event now too, because I remember going to get my medal, and then it was his neighbors like, oh, Mario, you didn't get your medal yet, let me go get you your swag bag, and so they're all helping each other out, and it's like I said, it's a community there, so it's just a great time, man, great time.
Yeah, and I saw what he made for like the medal holder thing too, and it looked incredible. Like, that's another thing.
I should have brought it with me to show you, but essentially it's a medal that is it's a dragon, and then it has some kind of features on it, and I think there's some rings at the bottom of it, and then for each of the different things that you did, you're able to attach. So there was the Dragon Slayer, which I believe was the 3 laps of the overall course, which is the the trail run, and then a bunch of the obstacles. You do that 3 times. They also have the water slide, and and the paintball guns as part of that. So how fun is that to be able to, like, you're doing your run, then you go and shoot some paintballs. Then you got the the water slide, it was actually a great day. Normally, Obstacle Wonderland hasn't had the ton of success or ton of luck, I should say,
with weather.
Yep. Oftentimes it's raining or it's snowing, but it was just a beautiful, absolutely beautiful day. So the water slide was perfect. So you earned like a medal for that you attached to your main medal. Then there was the Ring of Fire. So if you participated in that 100-meter course, you got to, a little piece that you got to attach. It was actually a little crown, and you attach that to your medal. And then there was like I forget what he called it, but essentially it was if you go do the water slide, 3 times, then you got a medal for that. So yeah, it was a lot of cool swag. And then he had his swag bag, which had a bunch of cool stuff that he made in there as well.
That's awesome. I remember for the Boogie Wonderland, which was the last one that I went to, he had like a pet rock bin, and for each lap that you did, you had another pet rock added to it. And I have that somewhere. I just thought that was so novel. Like who thinks of this stuff? Gabe and his team do. It's really, really keeps the event really fun. So
yeah, I actually have that pet rock. It's on my ledge in my hallway there. So I see the pet rock damn near every day. It's just a rock with googly eyes. But yeah, so I think over the years he's like I said, he's trying to come up with different ways to keep it interesting and keep it fun. And that's what we're kind of lacking with the bigger brands. Like with Spartan, there hasn't been a lot going on in terms of new obstacles or any kind of anything that makes you excited about the race. So they got the new medals. I mean, they're doing that, but that's definitely more of a marketing thing. I like the way the new medals look. I like their new system, but we got the same obstacles, and every now and then they might throw in something in the mix. Like I think the first race this year I did was at Jersey. And you had like a sandbag climb, and then in the middle of the sandbag climb there was the plate drag. So you took your sandbag and you throw it in the plate, and then you do the plate drag, and then you bring it back, and then you pick up your sandbag. And I think they did monkey twister monkey at the end of that one. So they do some things here and there, but when you go to these local events, you really see that they're trying to outdo what they did. They're giving you new and exciting. Like the rigs that Gabe had there, I would say that for the majority of them were new. I mean, they were
they looked
so
new.
We had some that were familiar, but it's like new stuff when you go there, and my eyes are like opening wide, like, wow, can I even do that? Spartan race, I can go do a Spartan race, and if it's a good day, like there's no obstacles that are going to trip me up. But Gabe had put some stuff there where I'm questioning, like, I don't know about that one, let's try it. And that's you kind of want to challenge yourself. And I know Midwest OCR is big on that. They're big on obstacle completion, and they're big on having creative different obstacles that will challenge you. And it's fun to fail these things, to be honest. Like, if you were to like the fact that I can do some of these events and actually fail and feel good about, like, what, I'm gonna work at this, I'm gonna get better at this, and I'm gonna get it next time. Like I like that part of it. I really do enjoy that part of obstacle course racing, and it's supposed to be obstacle course racing. So that's one of the things that I kind of, with Spartan, it's like sometimes you see people and they're standing on the podium but they were not able to do obstacles. It's kind of like, it's not really a trail race, it's an obstacle course race. But again, that's just my own personal opinion. But that's why I love some of these different events is you're able to get what you want depending on the event. So I'm not going to bash Spartan here. I still consider myself a Spartan for life.
I mean, I always get flack for coming down too hard on Spartan. It's just like, but you're completely right. Like, it hasn't changed much. Like, I think of 2017 when I did a quadruple trifecta. Like, not much has changed. Like, some of the venues have changed around a little bit, but even still, like, how many times am I going to do Barry again? I still do it.
Well, that's the thing is I'm mixing it up. So I said to myself, because I usually do the same venues. I'm kind of stuck in the Northeast, and I'll head down to Florida to do that one. But I actually bought a Canadian season pass,
cool.
so that I can go and do a couple different. It's like an incentive to go do some different venues. And I'm in Canada often anyway, so like why not get the season pass? And honestly, the cost of the season pass was so low that I think with just 2 races and the 2 photo packages, because the photo package, it's like $40 for the photo package, but they're free with the season pass. So with the 2 races and the 2 photo packages, I think the season pass is already paid for.
Wow.
If not, maybe one more race and it's paid for. So that's so I'll be able to try some new venues there in Canada, which will be I did Toronto, which I've done before, but I'll be doing Ottawa as the next one to try that one out. So it'll be a new venue there, and then I'm looking to see if I could do another new venue for Spartan in the States, but I haven't decided which one it's going to be.
Yeah, I've heard. I think it's Blue Mountain is supposed to be absolutely spectacular. Like everything that I loved about like Stratton, that like Blue Mountain is excellent too. I don't know if they still have that. I know they have like Red Deer.
Yeah, Blue Mountain was a great venue. I did it last year, and I did the Beast there. Yeah, it's an excellent venue, and then you get to like run through the village, so that was like really really fun. And the second day was like a super mud fest. It was raining, and it was great. I loved it. So yeah, no, the Canadian races that I've done so far for Spartan, and they're a little bit different. I think originally Spartan Canada was like very different from Spartan US, but over the past few years, they're kind of like they're under the same umbrella. So now they're a lot more similar than they once were. But still, the events that I've done up there have been fantastic. So if anybody's like kind of on the fence about going over there, don't be. It's fantastic. It's a great experience, and I've had nothing but good times while I've been at those Canadian races.
Yeah, I am very overdue for another Canada trip, and Caitlin's never been to Canada, and she's always wanted to go. So I think that's a good PSA out there. Like there are more venues. Go out there and do things.
Yeah, and I got to try more venues in the States too, but I just I haven't had an opportunity to do that. But again, this year, we talked about local races and the big races, which there's really only one big race, to be honest. But this year, I would say should tell you something about where my head is at, because Killington, that's like the holy grail of like Spartan racing, and I've been doing that every year. But Midwest OCR is falling on the same date as Killington, and I said to myself, all right, I'm either going to do Killington, which I always do, or I'm going to do Midwest OCR. And I said, you know what? I got to go support Midwest OCR. You know what I mean? It was not even it wasn't much thought that went into it, because it's a local race. I want them to grow. They've been nothing but fantastic to all of their racers and what they put into the event. So I'm going to go and have a blast at Midwest OCR and try to get some of those obstacles that have been kicking my ass.
Yeah, Aaron and Dana are like some of the most awesome people in the community, and they send so many rig and like training implements for people to train with all over the world and to use like in their own races, and I think that's super special. I got the grips in the backyard. I got the grips. I just got a text from Caitlin who says that she wants to find her next husband in Canada. So
okay. Well, I can't say that I can help with giving her any kind of recommendations.
Right. I don't know if you can hear that, but she said she's going to divorce.
Something about passports.
Yeah, she said she's going to divorce me so quickly for a Canadian passport.
That's not going to happen, because as much as I've listened to you guys, the chemistry is unreal. It's unreal there.
Thank you. Now I'm questioning whether or not she's mad at me or whether she's just playing around, but I will face that after. What? This has always been the plan, she said. Anyway, but yeah, going back to Gabe's Obstacle Wonderland real quick too. How many times have you gone over there? And you said like it's changed over the years. What has it been like seeing it like evolve over time?
So I can't remember exactly how many times I've done it. Probably like 7 or something. I've done like the Boogie Wonderland, the hot and spicy spring. I've done another spring event. It's been a bunch, but I would say the way it's ever changing. You know what I mean? But the obstacles is the biggest thing. He's always trying to find new things to throw on the course, and oftentimes you'll be running and you may see an obstacle that was in the race before it's off to the side, not being used because he made room for something new. And I think before it was, I don't know, there was just less quantity of obstacles. Now he's just got so many different rigs, either that he's built or that he's inherited, because as you know, I think they took over some of Bone Frog stuff.
Yep.
They've taken I think they've taken from some other events as well. But just it's ever changing. I don't really have a good answer for that. Every time that I've gone there, it's been a different experience. The biggest change now I would say is the way that he's routing you through the woods, because before it used to be pretty regular where you'd go out and do one section through the woods, come back out onto the field, because all the obstacles are all kind of in the field,
which makes it really spectator friendly. Yeah.
Yeah, oh, it's so great. Yeah, it's that's a great point that you make, because when you want to talk about somebody who wants to bring family along, this is like the perfect place, because you're out in the woods for a little bit, but then all of your obstacles are being done with your family and friends there watching. Unlike another race where you might be off for a couple hours into the mountains, depending on what distance you're doing. If you're doing an ultra, like, why would you want to bring your friends and family there? Like, they're not going to see you for very much of those however many hours you're out. But yeah, so very spectator friendly. But the biggest change now is that I think he's consolidated the trails so that it's not as much in the woods. But yeah, overall, it's every single time I'm there, it's new. I'm never disappointed. I can't think of a time where I was disappointed, even when the weather was crappy. Just the vibe is always great. So much attention to detail, to the swag he loves giving to the racers. He takes care of us. So I keep saying he obviously gets a lot of credit.
Right.
But he's got a team of people that are helping him. And so you got a lot of credit goes out to the entire team who's putting in work and building obstacles, volunteering their time.
Shout out to Peter.
Yeah. Pete actually, well, depending, I think there's a couple Pete's, right? There might be a couple Pete's, but
I'm thinking of Burnham.
Burnham, okay. Yeah. Pete actually put one of these obstacles together. It's like, I don't know what the name of it is, but I think it's at one of the like OCRWC or but it's like a pyramid with the rings that kind of are ascending. I don't know what that thing is called.
Valkyrie.
I think it's Valkyrie. Okay, so he did his own version of Valkyrie, and he had like a sinister laugh in the background as he saw me struggling with it. I put that there for you guys, like you, Mario. So it wasn't easy at all, but it was fun. The fact that it was there, and it was very challenging. But yeah, Pete, I guess he was given some free will. I think Gabe said, "Hey, we need an obstacle here. Do something," and Pete was like, "I got something for you guys."
Love that. I love that. And I'm glad that you highlighted that too, because like Gabe is like the mastermind. It's his literal backyard for those that don't know. I didn't know the first time I showed up, and I'm like, oh my God, am I at the right place? What's going on here? It's just in his backyard, and he just puts on these magnificent events, and the community rallies around behind it. And how did the turnout compare to previous years too? Was it a decent showing?
I felt like it was a great turnout, yeah, especially when we were I remember when we were doing the awards, and then you just saw a lot of a bunch of people gathered. Like I don't want to estimate the number there, but it was a lot of people that were gathered. It felt like everybody's watching the awards for the 100 meters, and it was cool. So I'm glad that he's getting more participation. I'm sure that they had a ton of people there for the kids race the day before, so I thought it was well attended. And like I said, there was just so many smiles. Such a good time was being had, and I'm looking forward to when he announces the Halloween date. And I'm praying that it doesn't conflict with anything, because I'm looking at my calendar and it's like full in October, and I'm like, please, I hope it works out to where I can make this event, because I'd hate to miss it. But I'll certainly be telling everybody about it to go no matter what.
My thoughts exactly. I feel like an insane guilt for missing this one. I have to make it out to hell weird. But some of the things I was doing around the house was just, we needed a massive clean. We're doing all the stuff. And one of the rooms I was cleaning, I found like an obstacle Wonderland, like I think it was like a hand sanitizer we got from him, because the swag bag, again, fantastic. It has a bit of everything. And I'm like, God damn it, I should be there right now, and I'm missing out. But yeah, Halloween, I know pretty sure he hasn't released the date yet, but like I need to try to make sure I make note to that.
It's definitely not released yet. I know there's so much involved with, and like I said, I think he doesn't look too far ahead. That may be another thing that's a little bit different, because I think in years past you would see a few events on the calendar, whereas I think the sole focus was on this event. They want to make it a success, and I think now that we've come to a close, he'll probably start planning for the next thing, whatever it might be. Maybe there'll be another one before then. I don't know. He might surprise us, but yeah, it's I look forward to it. This was a top-notch event. I loved it. I can't say enough about it. Jesse and I, we were giddy on the way back home. We had so much fun.
Love that. Love that. Starting to come to a close. What else do you have planned for the rest of the 2026 season now?
Well, I got what's the Bethel? Bethel's next,
Yep.
and then Barry gonna do Ottawa, and then Midwest OCR. I would consider that that's the race that I would say is my A race, and A race meaning I want to be able to get one lap with full obstacle completion. That's a lofty goal.
Yeah.
I would love to get that, and that's what I'm gonna be working for. So when I'm training, that's like what I'm training for is hopefully to be able to get that. That's a lot of pressure too, because
Yeah.
those are some challenging obstacles. But that's in September. Definitely look it up if you're an obstacle enthusiast, and if you're like in the New York area, tri-state area, East Coast area, and you're not going to Obstacle Wonderland. I mean, that's you're missing out because honestly, when I think about it, even when I think about what I paid just to for the ticket, it's crazy. Like it's crazy how much you get for what you pay for. And then of course you can donate as well. But and the same thing with Midwest OCR. When I think about what I paid relative to some of the other brands and what I get, it's insane to pass on some of these things if you're a true obstacle course enthusiast. So yeah, so back to what I was saying. I'm going to be doing Blue Mountain in Canada again in October as well. So Halloween, whenever that gets announced, I'm going to hopefully be able to do that, and then end it in Florida with a Spartan at the very flat course down there.
There you go. Awesome.
I'm do a DECA. I'll be doing Underdog Fitness. I'm going to do a DECA coming up in I think June, and then they're going to have one in August too. That I'm hoping to get my run club to participate in this.
Oh, cool.
Because I like I said, a lot of the guys in the Super Smash Bros, they're kind of, like life is lifing for a lot of us. Hard for some of them to get out, but I've joined a couple different run clubs. Shout out to Run Club 203 and Middlebury Run Club. I participate in runs weekly because I hate running on pavement. So the only way I'm going to do it is if I join a bunch of other people that are running and have vibes. So
Yep.
that'll at least get me some miles that I need. But yeah, there's been some interest in doing this DECA at Underdog Fitness. So hopefully I'll be able to get some of the people on the run club to join me and see what that's all about. And maybe they'll get the itch for hybrid/OCR, whichever one they enjoy more.
Yeah, I think that's great. It can be scary to a lot of people of like, what's all this lifting, this and that, but it's not like the Deca Atlas where it's like it has like the barbell and this and that. Like it's all doable stuff. So I think, yeah, it'll help your running too. Yeah.
A lot of people get stuck in their head, and the first thing they say is, "Oh, I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready for that." And it's like that's just going to be something you're going to always tell yourself. You're always going to tell yourself you're not ready, and then when you go and do it, you realize that it's like super fun, and you had nothing to worry about. Like, there's people who, and I'm able to evaluate, and I can see when a person has a certain level of fitness, and I'm like, of course you can do this. You can absolutely do this. Like I'll keep it to myself, and I won't say you're probably not gonna podium or anything, but that's not your goal. Your goal is to go there, have fun, and you absolutely can do it. I actually did do City Field earlier this year with somebody from the Run Club, and I remember she was a little bit apprehensive about taking on her first Spartan race, and she's more of a 10K runner or half marathon type of runner, so no obstacles, and so she was a little bit worried about doing City Field. You're climbing up a bunch of steps, you're doing obstacles. And I did a lap with her, and like she crushed it. She surprised the hell out of me for someone who was so scared. We're going up and down the steps, no problem. She got on the monkey bars and I was like, what the hell is this? What's going on? So like a lot of people are just so much more capable. They're so much more capable than they give themselves credit for. And that's another really cool thing about obstacle course racing is that you look at something that you think you can't do, and then you go and do it. And there's just a level of satisfaction that, it's hard to find elsewhere, as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, get your OCR on. Well, anybody who's listening to this has probably already got their OCR on. So it's nothing new to them.
Right. Yeah. At least I'd hope so. And where can people follow you on social media?
It's Super Smash Bros. OCR, and Instagram is probably the main spot. Like Facebook, I usually reserve. That's more for like family and stuff. So if anybody's like friend requesting me on Facebook, don't get offended. It's principle. I'm not adding any friends. So I don't post stuff like anything that I post on Facebook is what I've already posted to Instagram as far as fitness related or race related. So that's where you would go if you want to know more about the events that I've participated in or events in general. I got a lot of cool videos on there if you're curious about any particular race. Chances are, if I've done it, I probably did something to kind of highlight the event. So I think in my highlights, there might be a thing called races, and you can see like different montages I put together for different events. So
Awesome. And then any people that you'd like to thank?
I want to shout out my boy Jesse. Shout out my boy Jesse for always riding with me. We're always tackling these courses together. And then the bros out there, Super Smash Bros that are putting in work whenever they can. Yeah, definitely Underdog Fitness. Kevin and Jess out there. They've definitely throughout the years have been so welcoming and kind and have been there to provide an outlet for me at certain times when I needed it. And then just there's too many. Aaron and Dana, got to give a shout out. Gabe, got to give a shout out. But if I start naming names, I know I'm going to forget. So forgive me if I've forgotten any.
It's a good problem
names,
to have, right?
Yeah, there's just a lot of good people in this community. Steve Bacon also throw another name out there for New England OCR Expo. And I'm going to start naming a bunch of names. So let me pull out there. Joe DeSena.
Yeah. Love it. Well, awesome. I'm glad that you had such a great time, and I'm glad that it was a success. And God damn it, I got to make it out next time. And I urge anyone listening to check out these local races. Use the OCR Buddy app if you don't know if there's any local races nearby. But there's some good ones out there, and they need the support. And Gabe's definitely deserving of a good turnout. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm glad that you called me up and we were able to connect on this. It was fun talking with you. First time on the show, so hopefully next time when I'm on top of a mountain somewhere on the OCR, when I'm OCR king, I'll look back and be like, this was my first time back when I was just a regular participant. Now look at me.
Love it. Awesome. Always talking to you as always, bud. And have a good night.
All right, my friend. You take care. Have a good night.
Welcome back.
Massive thank you to Mario. Hope you enjoyed the rambling
Mario
nature.
Or Mario?
It's definitely not the second one. But thanks for coming on the show, and hope you enjoyed the the rambling. And I feel like it's been a while since we had this much
fun.
Yeah. Just
you mean the Tuesday at 10 p.m.?
Yeah, I know. It's tough. I'm freshly. I feel like I'm caffeinated because I just did a run and a shower, so I'm wide awake, which does not bode well for my sleep tonight. But related episodes, these are all episodes that you were on, Mario, so don't sell yourself short.
Episode 380.
Which is extra relevant because of the topic this time, but that was Obstacle Wonderland's Boogie Weekend, 3 and 6 hour multi-lap live coverage. So this was, I guess, the first time that we had him on the show, which is interesting.
Episode 382.
New England OCR Expo, Part 2, Athletes, Speeches, and Staff.
Episode 390.
Spartan City Field with elites and vendors.
396.
Savage Race Boston with elites, and that must have been the back-to-back. Oh no, because then here too.
Episode 398.
New England Spartan Super, Sprint, and Teddy Bear Crawl, so that must have been the 3 back-to-back-to-back.
Episode 433.
New England OCR Expo 2025. That's when I was smart enough to add dates to it. Part 2, Athletes, Speeches, and Awards.
And 483.
New England OCR Expo 2026, earlier this year. Part 2, Table Recordings, Military Panel, and Awards.
Oh, that's when I was bullying people into talking on the microphone.
It worked.
It did work. Subscribe and follow wherever you get your podcasts. We're Obstacle Running Adventures on all the podcast players.
Yeah, you can leave us a...
If you liked what you heard, leave us a review and we will hopefully find them.
Yes. Yeah, we get comments on Spotify now. So there's that
nice.
As well. Yeah, I know that. I love that. Also, did I tell you that he added me on Instagram too? We talked further. Oh, he said that the DECA code wasn't working. We got to look into that.
Oh.
Yeah.
That is a William Hicks problem.
Yeah, there's a Billy Hicks problem.
Really?
Patreon support. You could also support us on the app.
No, don't do it on the app.
Nope. Join on the website, not the app, because Apple will charge you additional fees. It could be $2 monthly, $10 monthly. Any and all support there is greatly appreciated.
Coming up next?
Yeah, planning a pre-World's Toughest Mudder episode.
With who?
Grant
Thompson,
yeah. And also awaiting a book that we can hopefully read and do an interview too.
Who's going to read the book?
I want to read the book, but I think you could also read the book and you can do the interview if you want.
I just write great book questions. Yeah. Every book interview I've ever done, the person has told me that it's like one of their best interviews.
That's true.
I don't want to jinx it.
Maybe you should have done Des Linden. I did pretty good with her.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Joe, can I quote?
My quote is from Mark Groves, or Grooves. I'm not really sure. I can't. Never mind. We're not going to go down that road anymore.
Can't read.
You can't expect your life to be perfect. You've never lived this life before. You will F up. You will say the wrong thing. You'll make bad decisions in life, work, and relationships. You'll be both the worst version of yourselves in a moment and the best in others. The point of life isn't to be perfect, but to be a great student.
Yeah.
Why can't Cinderella play basketball?
Oh, she was late to the ball?
No, because her coach is a...
onion? Like an ogre?
Do you not know what happens to Cinderella?
Pumpkin.
Yes.
Pumpkin.
A pumpkin. Have you not seen
No. Okay, I just watched Shrek 2. I'm pretty sure it's an onion in Shrek 2, and that's what threw me off.
Well, because ogres are like onions.
Yeah, that's right. Or like parfaits. But nobody likes parfaits. No, but everybody likes... No, but everybody loves parfaits. Nobody loves onions, and that's why ogres are like onions.
Remember when we went to that Shrek thing in the UK last year?
That was pretty fun. Yesterday? I remember like it was yesterday. That was pretty fun.
I didn't realize that Shrek was British.
Caitlin, you could again... You want to talk about hate mail? You say that world stuff is better, that Shrek is British.
What is he?
Scottish!
Oh.
Like our potential next guest who's hopefully not listening to this.
Wait, I saw a Scottish musical artist recently, so that should give me some bonus points.
Yeah, pretty sure Scottish people don't like British people. Just like Indian people, and just like some Americans, and just like they just colonized everybody, so it is what it is.
Who colonized everybody? The
England.
British? Oh yeah, I learned that last year on our tour.
Oh,
I'm telling you, our levels of education pre-college are vastly different.
Fair. All right, well that just about wraps it up. My name is Michael Stefano.
My name is Caitlin Ritter.
We'll talk to you next week.
Bye. Hopefully we're less unhinged this week.
Also, I'll be doing Hyrox with Joe
Rocco.
I'm not saying what I'm doing with my facial hair, but I might be doing something with my facial hair. And I also have to reach out to him to see how we're going to match, because I think that's important that we match.
You better find out soon, because then I can Amazon Prime something.
Yeah, we got to figure that out.
Message him right now.
Okay.
Thank you for listening.
If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe on your favorite podcast platform
so you don't miss our future episodes.
We would greatly appreciate it if you write a review.
Reach out with feedback on social media.
And most importantly, share the show
with a friend or family member.
Our intro song was Streaker by Straight Up.
And our outro music is Iron Paw by The Best.
All right, went from a hunger headache to a spicy food headache. Let's do this.
Hi. Sorry to interrupt.
You got a joke? You got a joke for me?
I can get you a joke. Hold on. I should have came prepared.
You should have. What are you doing?
No, that's quite all right. You can pretend you don't know how to say my last name and butcher that if you like.
What, Valentino? Valentine?
Oh, there you go. Perfect, because it's Valentin.
Valentin. Oh, I was so close. No, I really didn't know. I knew it started with a V.
It's a joke. Get a good one.
That's not a good one.
I think I saw Lucy back there.
Not bad, actually. It's more for like a British.
Oh,
thing.
why did the foot go to therapy?
I don't know. Why is that?
To heal.
Why is it that sometimes it's so obvious when the punchline is given that I should have been able to get that? And then we crossed into Spain, like we crossed the border of Spain, and then back into France. But just to be able to say I hiked from France to Spain, even though it's like the border, it sounds badass to say.
Not all Americans know their geography. All right, that sounds impressive as hell. Awesome catching up with you. Thank you again for this. I plan to get it up tomorrow, and hopefully I'll see you.
That's what she said. Or that's what he said to her. I don't know.